am pretty sure you have seen all these videos where people go from noob, which is usually level 1, to insanely advanced pro player, and you tried it out yourself, but it turns out that that's a very slow and exhausting process. So, if you want to speed up that process by a lot and make it much more fun and easier, make sure you watch this video till the end. Today's shoutouts go to these guys. If you want a shoutout in the next video, just leave a like and tell me in the comments what is your current level in Blox fruits. If we want to improve our process, firstly we have to understand it clearly. So what even is noob to pro? Well, noob to pro are type of videos where players go from a complete beginner to really advanced, almost maxed out, player, which can be also applied on other games, not only Blox fruits. So when we say noob to pro, we basically mean progressing through the game normally, although with some tweaks since we are doing it our way. So the main focus is the level aspect, but also noob to pro means to get all the items and other stuff. So we can't forget to keep getting new accessories, swords, fighting styles and such. So to not waste your time recommending you tons of different videos, let's sum them all up in some tips and tricks that I am about to show you, starting right now. This will be a bit different depending on what type of noob to pro are you aiming at, and what do I mean by that? Well, you can go from a noob, level 1, to maybe 2nd C or 3rd C or even max, so it will not be the same for every C. But we will cover all of them, so we all know that picking the right items is crucial if you want a successful noob to pro, or as we can just simply say, efficient progression throughout the game. So what should you use? Well, let's start with fruits. For the first C, everybody knows that elemental fruits are the GOAT. Why? Well, they give you the elemental immunity. Normal NPCs can hit you, which is insanely up for starter players, and generally speaking they have really good damage and grinding capabilities. So for example, smoke is a good option if you just want the elemental immunity and you will use some other type of weapon to grind enemies. It's the cheapest elemental fruit. Flame is also really good since it is really high damage and it has fast grinding. But the first C GOAT fruit is definitely the light fruit. There is no doubt in that. It has insane grinding capabilities and paired with insane mobility, it's perfect for first C. Only thing is that it's a bit pricey, but that is also acceptable. So that's for the first C fruits. Now for the second C, I will just recommend you to keep light fruit until you have enough money for Buddha. You will earn that really fast, and Buddha is the fruit that will carry you out throughout the second and even the third C. So getting it early can be a huge advantage. Now since Buddha is used only for defense and tanking purposes, we need a good fighting style to pair it with. So, even though we won't use Buddha in first C, if you want a good fighting style in first C, you will want to go with the Dark Step. You can get it for 150k Pelly from the Dark Step teacher right here at the Pirate Village. It's very decent for the first C. Now, for the second C, best pick in my opinion is the Sharkman Karate. It costs 2.5 million Pelly and 5k fragments, but it's insanely good for grinding when it's paired with Buddha. It has really fast attacks that deal high damage with no knockback. Ideal for grinding. And for the third C, your overall best pick is the God Human. If you don't take in consideration the fighting styles that you have to get in order to get this one, it costs only 5 million Pelly and 5k fragments. But it's insane in every aspect. Now the accessories. For the first C, your best pick is Black Ape. It costs only 50k and you can get it from Parlous NPC. Now, if you get the Ghoul Mask, you are set for the entirety of second and third C. Now with that out of the way, picking the right items won't be enough for the efficiency that we are aiming at, so let's get to some more tips. We all know that Blox fruits is just like many other games that have codes that speed up your process by a lot, and there are quite few of them. But you should use them strategically. How? Well, you shouldn't use them all at once, of course. There are a few islands in Blox fruits that are harder to get through, so it's logical to use codes when you're there. And most of these islands are in the third C. So, of course you can use a few, but save as many codes as possible for the third C since it's the hardest to get through. But there are also codes for the stat points reset. They aren't anything special since you can get that same points reset very cheap for fragments, so use them whenever you need them. There is no point in saving them. But since we are talking about stat points, let's get to how you should use them. Since we are focused on being as efficient as possible, making a mistake in stat points would slow down our progress by a lot. So how should we use them? Well, that depends on what you main. For example, if you main a sword, then you should put your stat points evenly in melee, defense and sword. Or if you main a fruit, then go with melee, defense and fruit, which means, you should always put points in melee and defense and then just go with the thing that you main. And please don't put anything in gun. But if you somehow make a mistake and put some points in something that you should not, then you can either use a code or talk to Ploxter, who will reset for 2.5k frags. So make sure you do that correctly. Another tip I have for you is know your priorities. What do I mean by that? Well, let's say that you are grinding for a sword and such. But suddenly a great offer comes for you to get a new accessory that you think is cool. So what should you get? Well, you should get the thing that will be more beneficial for you, which is probably that sword. So try to set priorities when grinding. Don't just walk around without knowing what you should be working at. Since you will be going from level 1 to level max, following a leveling guide is insanely beneficial, especially if you are playing the game for the first time. So, if you want to skip the boring islands that take ages to complete and want to be as efficient as possible, check out this leveling guide and follow it till you reach max level. If you find this video helpful, make sure you leave a like and a subscribe to let me know that I should make more useful videos. Thanks for watching and see you soon.